Hi there, I'm Alice K. Ruckelhaus from SufferingWell.
And I'm David Walsh from SufferingWell.
And from the How Initiative, which means Heal Our World. Okay, now you probably didn't recognize David because he looks like not the ghost of Christmas past or the ghost of Christmas present, but the ghost of how to come, which means
Oh,
how heal our world to come. So
and it starts today. Today is September 1st. This is when we're
is,
beginning the POW
did you say
initiative.
September 1st?
Yes, I did. I don't mean that.
It's when is it actually?
December 1st.
Yes, okay. And we didn't intentionally have David looking like the ghost of how to come, but that's what we're talking about is what is how going to look like over the next year. We're starting today and we're going through November 30th of 2025. And before we start telling you about what we want to do this year, I want to read you from the book of Proverbs. This is Proverbs 19:21. It says, "Many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails." So I want you to keep that in mind as we share these things. These are the purposes that we have in our hearts. These are our intentions for the next year. But God may change things along the way. In fact, He probably will. He has a tendency to do that and kind of keep us off balance a little bit and trusting in Him. And we don't want to, say, oh, we have to stick with what we planned and what we said. We want to be able to fluidly move with what the Lord has us do. But we want to tell you about what we kind of think how is going to look like. Okay, so David, what's the theme verse that we're looking at here? It's not Proverbs 19:21 that I just read. What's the theme verse?
Theme verse is from Second Chronicles. It's chapter 7, verse 14.
It's if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and will heal their land. So this verse starts with ourselves. It says, if my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways. So we're starting with us and we're moving outward. But what we've planned so far, the first thing and the most overriding thing is the how prayer. So, David, what's that?
It's composed of several prayers where we're praying through the different aspects of that verse. Ultimately, this is all about having hope that the Lord will heal our world. And that's why we're trying to focus on the whole world, every country in the world.
So we're going to give you the how prayer in several different ways. First of all, we have the how prayer by itself. It's already posted. It's been posted for about a week, and we'll have the link in the description box below so that you can go right to it. You can use that every day if you want, or we are also going to combine it with other prayers. So we'll have the how prayer followed by another prayer, such as the prayer to the Holy Spirit. And again, those will be prayers that are appropriate for Protestants as well as Catholics. So we'll offer the how prayer by itself combined with other prayers, and also we'll have some deep dive talks about the specific parts of the prayer. So if that prayer seems overwhelming to you, it won't by the end of the year, because we're going to really get into that. We'll have some Bible studies, we'll have some discussions about what's going on in that prayer. So the next thing, David, is pray for a nation.
There are 195 nations across the planet Earth, and we're praying for all of them. We want our entire world healed. So we're encouraging people, in addition to whatever else we may do with how, is to select a country or maybe more than one and learn about that country so that you can understand what they might more specifically need in terms of prayer. And hopefully we'll be able to share that in some ways too.
Yeah.
And we are going to try to keep track. We invite people to let us know the country they've selected, and we'll keep track in case people ask us for a country, maybe what's a country that hasn't been picked yet, so then we can steer them toward that.
And it would also really encourage us. I know that a lot of times people watch videos, or maybe they're even following everything, but they don't tell you, so you don't know. And it really does encourage people to continue working on something if you let them know that you're doing it, that you're involved in it. Okay, so the next thing that we have is the Whispers Around the World novel. So that's going to come out hopefully this week. Hopefully, no promises, but Lord willing and the creek don't rise, it'll come out this week. If not, then almost certainly the next week. David, where can they get that novel when it does come out?
The printed form will be available on Amazon.com, and I think there'll also be a Kindle version
Right.
available.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I have plans to read the book as a series of videos, a chapter at a time. So we'll probably do a chapter a week to get that out, because sometimes people are better listening, listening to the prayer
Yeah,
if they don't
I'm an auditory learner.
in the car or something like that when they're
Yeah.
driving.
If you want to buy it and read it all at once, you can, and then you can still listen. We would still recommend that you listen to the weekly recordings because we'll be talking about those, and it'll focus on one specific thing that we're going to be talking about. So it'd be a great way to review it. The book is going to tell you, it's a novel, it's a story, but it's kind of like watching what we're doing in a way. So seeing how that can work out in somebody's lives, and you'll see how the characters' lives are really changed by doing how. Um,
One great thing about it is we also encourage, if it's feasible for you, to pray together, to have prayer groups. And that's what the
mhm.
book's about. It's about a group of people that come together to do the How initiative, and how their lives are changed by it over the year, and how everything unfolds. And yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah, and even if you're not able to go to a group meeting or you don't know anybody nearby or something, I mean, like I'm pretty much homebound. The only place I go is church. I can't really leave my house regularly other than that. And so I do things on Zoom. And we're kind of imagining that there are going to be a number of Zoom groups. Maybe you don't want to go out early in the morning in the winter or something, so have your group on Zoom. And if you have a group, whether it's a local group that you're getting together with in person or a Zoom group, we would love to hear about it for two reasons. One, just because we want to hear about it. And secondly, because if you want us to open it up to other people, then we will do so. And people can email us and let us know they want to be part of a group, and we can send them to you. Okay, so, and then another thing that's in the book is prayer walking. And we're not going to completely explain that right now, but just to know, Steve Hawthorne, who wrote a great book about prayer walking, he calls it praying on site with insight. So you're praying someplace and you're seeing what's going on. You're seeing, oh, there are children's toys in front of this yard, and so there must be children there. I'm going to pray for the children in that family, that kind of thing. So we'll talk about that a lot more. It's in the book, but we'll also be interviewing my mother, who has done prayer walks all over the US. And she even walked all the way across the US, the longest way possible, prayer walking. So we'll be talking to her about prayer walking.
Prayer walking doesn't have to be something as strenuous as what your mom did.
Yes, right.
A walk around the block, even.
Yes, yes, right. Yeah. Yeah. Or even a walk around the mall, inside the mall. You can do a lot of prayer walking in just a small area of the mall. Okay, so another thing that we're planning to do, and we hadn't originally planned this, but it's like this has become such a part of the book, of even the how prayer, is the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. And so I'm going to be doing some Chaplet of Divine Mercy videos on Fridays, and we're going to try to do it on most Fridays. I can't promise that I can do it every Friday, but what I'm planning is for each of those to be on a different topic. And what I like to do is dedicate each decade of the chaplet to a different topic. Okay, now I want to say something about this. The Chaplet of Divine Mercy is a Catholic prayer, but there are a lot of Protestants who pray it, including, his mind just left me, the guy from Saddleback Church in California who wrote The Purpose-Driven Life. He's very, very popular, and he's a Protestant, and he prays the Chaplet of Divine Mercy. So it really is okay. And I prayed it for 3 years as a Protestant, and that's okay. So if you want to join us for that, it probably won't be labeled how because it is a Catholic prayer, but Protestants, you're absolutely welcome to join us on that. And you can do it with the rosary, or you can do it with your fingers, or you can, since I'm leading it, you don't even need either one of them. So we'd really like to encourage you to do that because it's praying for the world. It's have mercy on us and on the whole world. We really feel like this is what God's put on our hearts, is for this to be a time of self-examination and repenting and really seeking God's face, seeking a deeper relationship with Him. You might already have a really deep relationship with Him, but it can always get deeper. And if you don't have any relationship with Him, this is a great time to start. And seeking His will, finding out what His will is for you, and then praying for mercy for the whole world, because our world really, really needs healing. Is there anything else you'd like to say, David?
No, just that what you just said, that's you're summarizing what the Chronicles, the Second Chronicles 7:14 verse is all about.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's all, but it's just such a rich thing. It contains so much in those few words. And we probably could go into over it for many years,
Yeah.
if we continue, but we want to cover as much as we can in this next year.
So, I just want to say one more thing about this, y'all. If we are going to be able to have 195 nations covered, please share this with your friends, okay? Share it at your church, share it in your book club, share it in your Bible study, in your prayer group, wherever you can, invite people to join this so that we can get all of those countries covered, okay? 195 sounds like a huge number to us. It's not anything to God. It's a small number, but He cares about each of those countries, and so we want them to all be prayed for. All right, we love you all, and we will see you tomorrow with a prayer. All right, we'll see you all.
Mhm.
Bye-bye.
Bye. God bless.